Welcome to How to Expat. My name is Sam, and today I'm happy because we finally have good news in regards to the quarantine and all the things going on. First of all, I will play a video of a trip I did to the doctor a couple of days ago, just that you get an idea what Medellin looks like at the moment. But let's get right into it. The news that we got yesterday from President Duque and then later from the mayors in the cities of Colombia is very, very good. So if you followed the last couple of videos, I talked about that we're in peak times, but on the other hand, that the airport, or that they plan to open the airport, and it was just very, very confusing. And in the last couple of days, in some municipalities, things opened up. In others, they were still quarantined. So nobody really knew what's going on. But yesterday, President Duque announced that we go into, I think, third phase at the moment, which is the selective quarantine. So that means that let's say the normal things go back to normal, and then just selected towns or sectors will be closed if they have some kind of issues with the virus. So that's kind of the situation there. What does that really mean? In the case of Medellin, I will talk about what other cities are like, but most of you guys most probably going to be interested in Medellin, and this is where I live too. Things will open up quite drastically over the next couple of weeks. So I have here a little list on my cell phone. So the transport, so the international and national transport or airfare transport, so flights, will open up immediately. So I think the first couple of flights are able to come in at the 2nd or on the 2nd of September. Then the gastronomic, so the restaurants and all of those sectors will open up on August 31st. The gyms will open up in the first week of September, then theaters, cinemas, some kind of the tourist attractions like Parque Arvi and Pueblito Paisa will open up on the 2nd week in September. Theaters will open, so cinemas will open on the 3rd on the 3rd week of September, and just theaters, so I don't know where they sing and dance and all that, will open up on the 2nd week of September. And then gradually everything else should open up afterwards. But as I mentioned before, this is just in Medellin. As far as I know, and the latest news I got is that, for example, Bogota, the airport is not opening up for international flights until November. And of course, these, let's say in Santa Marta or Cartagena, these things can be different. So every kind of state here in Colombia can decide what they want to do, and every mayor can can implement the rules that let's say were set strategically by Bogota or Duque's presidency. So you have to be careful if you go to other cities, what exactly the situation is there. So I don't know if restaurants can open up in Bogota at the moment, so I'm just talking about Medellin right now. And that brings me to the next point. What does that actually mean, especially if you're planning to come to Colombia as a traveler? So as in Colombia, it's always a little bit difficult to find out how exactly the rules are, especially because rules, especially if they're new, are not really implemented well and not everybody knows about it. And the other thing is, if they implement the new rules, it can be that's maybe a day before or something like that. What do I mean by that? So it could very well be that still, yes, the airport is opening up, but maybe we still don't really know. It could be that you have to be in quarantine for a week or two, or who knows, or maybe not. So this is just a lot of variables out there. We don't really know. The other thing is, of course, restaurants, theaters, and all of that will open up, but we don't really know what that means. First of all, do they even have kind of a plan to already open up? So maybe, of course, let's say a theater could open up, but there's just no shows around. Or in the next example for the restaurant, yes, the restaurants can open, but only with reservation and maybe just on a 50% occupancy rate. So that's all the things we don't really know at the moment, and we're not sure how this will develop. So it sounds very, very good in the beginning, but on the other hand, it could mean that you come, maybe have to stay in quarantine, maybe are not able to spontaneously book or go to a restaurant. You might have to reserve, you might have to leave your details there. And of course, what I found out yesterday or a couple of days ago when I was out with at this little journey I showed you in the beginning with the video, everything you do pretty much at the moment is you have to wear the mask, you have to wear, or you will be sprayed all over the place with the disinfectant and all of that. So it's not that all of a sudden in September things will go back to normal and everything is going to be all right. It will be a kind of a gradual move to go there. And of course, who knows if the numbers will rise again. Nobody really knows what's going to happen. So what I would suggest for, let's say if you live here and if you have an apartment here and just want to come back, I don't see kind of why not. But if you're planning to travel, then I would suggest to wait for at least a month just to see how things are going, especially if you plan to stay in multiple cities throughout the trip. Even we would like to go to Santa Marta to check out the situation with the project we had for, or still have for donating. Again, if you want to support that, we still need your help for the donations. We don't have any funds at the moment, so it's quite hard to support the people there, and especially Santa Marta is hit hard with the whole quarantine thing because a lot of the economy there is around tourism, and that's just still completely stopped. So our partner there told me that most of the shops are closed and nobody's really working at the moment. So if you are able to and willing to donate to the cause we have in Santa Marta, the link again, as always, is in the description down below. I'd really appreciate if you could help out, if you are able to and if you want to. So just that on the side. So that's kind of my suggestion there. We don't, I would like to go there, for example, or go to Barranquilla. This is a trip we planned for many months now. But we will wait, even though we're in Colombia and we know a little bit better how to handle most of the things here, I would say, than a general tourist, because of course we are fluent in Spanish and know how things work more or less here. But still, we won't travel because we want to see how things are developing. So yes, and also keep in mind that now that the whole quarantine or that, let's say, the air transport and all of that is opening up, that a lot of people will travel around, especially Colombians going, I don't know, then maybe they have spent vacation on the beach and couldn't go back to their hometown or whatnot. So these people will all be traveling throughout the next couple of weeks. So keep that in mind. It could be very busy and maybe very stressful, because I can imagine on the airport they will have all these kind of restrictions and will spray you from top to bottom with disinfectant and all of that. So if you want to come, it's surely possible. In which kind of specific requirements and specific how things look like, nobody really knows. So we again would suggest that you stay at home and see how things develop, and of course we will keep you updated, so make sure to subscribe to not miss those updates. Yes, I think that was pretty much it. It's kind of how we personally feel, a kind of a sign of relief. We can go out again when we want. We don't have this pico y cédula anymore. That's one thing that gets lifted too, so we don't have pico y cédula anymore, so we can go out whenever we want, which is kind of crazy to have to say that, but that's the world we're living in right now. So yes, that's pretty much the situation, how it is. Hope this video helped. As always, if you want to donate to our cause in Santa Marta, don't forget to check out the link in the description down below. And that's pretty much it. Hope the video helped. See you in the next one.